Hello friends, welcome back to another Dota 2 video. It's 3 a.m. I'm down here in the corner, by the way, in case you're wondering where the voice is coming from. It's 3 a.m. and I'm still awake because I've lost all control of my life. But Valve has released a patch, so they're saying, Jenkins, you are the chosen one. You're going to be the first content creator to see this patch because you're the only guy that's still awake because you're a degenerate. So thank you, Icefrog. Thank you, Gaben. I pray to you every night. I appreciate it. So this is going to be a patch analysis of the 7.30C patch, and it looks pretty long from the little scroll wheel there. Okay, so added Dawnbreaker to Captain's mode. Very cool. That's going to lead to some interesting stuff. I think she's actually really good with the Holy Locket build on position 4 and position 5. She has a really high win rate, so maybe she got nerfed as well. Stacked neutral creeps, gold, and XP bounty reduced by 15%. Okay, so wow. That means, so that's for the hero that's actually taking the stack rather than the support. I actually like that as a nerf to this because I feel like supports getting more gold has led to the game being a lot more fun. But obviously just Sven or Gyrocopter farming ancients for 30 minutes and then insta-winning the game is not so fun. So this is I like that nerf quite a bit. We'll see what that does, if that actually makes it not meta anymore. Ancient Black Dragon Fire Mana Ball cost. That's not what this says. Fireball mana cost from 100 to 200 because Helmdom 2 is super broken. Thunderhide Frenzy mana cost from 50 to 75. Thunderhide Slam mana cost from 90 to 150. So these numbers were just insanely low before because they didn't matter. Nobody was getting them. So now they matter, and so they're balancing them. That makes sense. Item updates: Echo Saber bonus mana regen reduced by 0.5. Bonus strength reduced from 15 to 13. Fixed swashbuckle attacks and toss tree not putting Echo Saber on cooldown. That's a big nerf to Pango, I would say, because, well, I mean, this is a nerf to all of these like strength mana regen heroes that would buy this and then disassemble it, like Sven, for example, because of the stats. But then also swashbuckle and Echo Saber being tied together as a mechanic was like half the reason why Pango was really strong. But I think still as a support, you probably wouldn't go Echo Saber much. So maybe Pango's still fine because it's played as a support. Monkey King Bar, attack speed bonus increased. Uh-oh. I mean, that item is you got to be careful with that item because you increase the stats a little bit too much on it, and it turns out to be one of the most effective late game items in terms of just raw damage because of the fact that it's magic damage, which is obviously armor piercing. Silver Edge, cooldown increased from 18 to 20 seconds because everybody's building it. Probably not enough to nerf it. Sanjin Yasha status resistance from 25 to 22% as the only reasonably good source of status resistance in the game other than Omni Knight. This is much needed. Kaya and Sanj, like, this is the broken components to these items, so thank goodness. They're probably still decent. Helm of Iron Will cost has been increased because that item's super cost efficient, which could be a pretty decent nerf. I mean, it's only 25 gold, but I think a big reason why this item is favored is because of the cost efficiency rather than like what it does. It's literally just stats. So that could be big. Sacred Relic, cost reduced from 3,800 to 3,750. So Nullifier's the same amount. Well, actually, a little bit less. Cool. Yeah, Radiance sucks ass. So people are really not building on any hero. So that's a good little buff. Armlet of Mordiggian. Recipe cost reduced, so the total is unchanged. Okay, so, oh, that's the only thing actually where the total is unchanged. Crimson Guard recipe cost from 950 to 875. Total cost has been reduced from 3,700 to 3,650. I don't think that's big enough. I mean, I feel like the fact that the damage block just doesn't scale with armor or anything like that makes this inherently kind of a bad item. Like, once you get the Vanguard, it does enough for you, and then at that point, you don't want damage block anymore, which is the real problem. Helm Dom. The cost has been increased because of the helm changes. Helm of the Overlord. Okay, this is going to be big nerfs. Recipe cost reduced. Total cost is unchanged. The bonus attributes has been reduced by 1. Bonus health regen reduced by 1. Bonus armor reduced by 1. And the dominated creep bounty from 200 to 250. So that, along with the fact that it got the cost increased in the previous patch, is probably enough to at least make LYCAN and Beastmaster feel a little bit more balanced, because I definitely, you do feel the cost increase, and now that it's just worse with a cost increase, that's going to be noticeable. I think they'll still be decent heroes though, but maybe not busted, maybe not beyond broken. Aesthetics cap, status resistance bonus has been reduced from 50 to 40. Bonus health has been reduced. Interesting. I mean, everybody goes for this even on carry, so understandable. Blast Rig, bonus armor reduced from 8 to 7, blind duration from 2.5 to 2. I actually thought that this item was kind of overrated. So, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's not that good anymore because I wasn't really feeling it before, but maybe I'm a noob. Apex, primary stat bonus reduced from 75 to 70. That's totally irrelevant. Giant's Ring, bonus strength from 40 to 35, bonus movement speed from 60 to 50. Telescope, okay, so yeah, these are changing 60-minute items is like so irrelevant to the game just because like no games go to 60 minutes other than, you know, Herald games or just absolutely insane games that are like one in, you know, maybe 1 in 20 if you're lucky. Telescope, bonus cast range reduced from 125 to 110, bonus attack range from 125 to 110. I wasn't really feeling this item that much either, so these are some interesting nerfs. I feel like Telescope's just bad. Witchbane, cleanse is now a single target spell. I wasn't seeing anybody utilize this effectively, so, interesting nerfs to the items, because I don't feel like a lot of the items that they nerfed were really that broken by any means. Abaddon, level 20 talent from +9 armor to 8 seconds off of borrowed time cooldown. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, 9 armor talent level 20 is one of the most underwhelming things, so that's pretty dank, especially for core Abba, and he got buffed in the last patch. His win rate's actually pretty decent. Alchemist, base damage has been increased by 3 at the lower end, so easier for him to last hit. And then the mana cost on Chemical Rage has been reduced. Ooh, that's pretty nice for him, but you know, still, it's not the biggest thing. I think he needs like 2 or 3 of these changes to become busted. Maybe the fact that like stacking and stuff got nerfed. If he does become strong, it's because of that more than this. Ancient Apparition, the level 10 Chilling Touch talent attack range has been increased by 25. The 15 talent 150 Cold Feet breaking distance increased to 200. Level 20 talent 70 Chilling Touch damage increased to 80. And then the 25 talent AoE Cold Feet has been reduced. That's 25. It doesn't really matter. These seem like side grades and kind of like mini little cute buffs to the Ancient Apparition core build, which is pretty cool. Arc Warden, strength gain from 23 plus 2.8 to 22 plus 2.6, and then base agility has been increased, so his base damage is unchanged, but he has more armor to start with, maybe like 1 more armor or something like that. Spark Wraith, Aghanim Scepter secondary Spark Wraith activation delay reduced from 3 to 2, which it only activates once. If it kept chaining, this would actually be good, but I don't think this is very good. And then the 25 talent from 25% lifesteal to 35%. That's not big enough. He's still kind of garbage, I would say. Bane, strength gain reduced from 2.6 to 2.5. Agility gain, everything reduced to 2.5 because Bane is the hero that has all of the same stat gains. For some reason, they think that that's a dank thing to do on Bane. It makes sense. He's like a ghost or something, so I guess that makes sense. Level 10 talent, 15% magic resist to 12%. Level 25 talent, 5.5 second fiend script duration to +5. These are pretty irrelevant nerfs. I would say Bane is still busted. Batrider base vision has been increased. Oh, wow. His day vision is back. Sticky Napalm no longer increases Fey Grenade. Damage, Dragon. I'm thinking of Fey. It's like Fey Dragon. Duration decreased from 8 seconds to 7 seconds on Sticky Napalm. That's pretty significant because it's all about like, you know, bridging between Sticky Napalms in the lane and just keeping them on for as long as possible to zone more than anything. Flame Break damage per second reduced from 20 to 15. Firefly bonus vision has been reduced to make up for the fact that he has this day vision. And so that would affect his night vision as well. So Bat sucks more at night. But, you know, 400 extra vision at night, still not bad. But, yeah, he's way better during the day now. Let's see. Actually, with Firefly, he would be the same during the day. So without Firefly, he's better during the day. Cooldown increased from 46 through 34 to 52 through 34. So that's like all around slight nerfs to Bat. And so I don't know if it's quite enough because he still shits out damage is the thing. And Flame Break doing damage didn't really matter that much. So I don't feel like this changes him much. That's what my gut is saying. Beastmaster. Okay, let's see. Base damage reduced by 2. Primal Roar cooldown from 90, 80, 70 to 100, 80, 60. Okay, they better have changed the talent. Level 10 talent, 20 move speed to plus 1.75 mana regen. Level 15 talent from +3 mana regen to 30 move speed. Level 15 talent from 250 Beastmaster control, 250 health to all of the units to 2.5% wild axes amp damage per stack because nobody's going for the axes build. 20 talent from 30 seconds off the primal roar cooldown to 250 health to Beastmaster controlled units. And 25 talent from the wild axes damage amp to the minus 30 seconds primal roar cooldown. So when you get level 25, this hero is going to be completely ridiculous with a 30-second cooldown on the primal roar because this is now 60 seconds instead of 70. But this probably should have been a 25 talent in the first place because this is when Beast always became insanely broken. And so this is actually a pretty significant nerf, I would say, to him, is that his health talent to the units, which was pretty big, is now level 20. And then the primal roar cooldown talent was really big too for his mid-late game. And now that's 25, which is like hyper late game. So these are actually pretty big nerfs to Beastmaster, I would say. You could see his win rate drop by like at least a couple of percentage points. Bloodseeker, agility gain reduced from 3.4 to 3.1. Fixed the 15 talent, bonus rupture damage not applying to a target that was already ruptured. Yes, that makes sense. Level 10 talent plus 10% blood rage spell amp to plus 8%. So slight nerfs to him. Bounty Hunter. Okay, Janata does more damage at max level, but 10 less on the first level now. So 180 damage. I mean, that's a lot. That's quite a bit, man. Like you can get pretty full to zero as a support. He was feeling kind of good at the start of 7.30. Of course, he always does at the start of a patch because shit's chaos and he just gets extra gold. But still, I mean, 20 damage. I feel like something could push BH over the edge, especially because you get the Aghanim Scepter and then it applies to Janata on all of your little bounces. So we'll see with BH. Brewmaster, level 25 talent, 80% Drunken Brawler. Crit damage increased to 90%, so pretty irrelevant. Centaur, double edge damage radius increased from 190 to 220. Okay, so easier to like clear creep waves and hit multiple units with this, which it's pretty hard to do that right now. If this lets you hit range creeps from melee creep range, that's quite significant. But I'm not 100% sure if that would let you to do that, but it could be significant. Level 20 talent, minus 20 seconds off the Stampede cooldown to minus 25. These are good buffs for him. These are really great buffs for Centaur. So cool for him, but he's fairly generic as an offlaner. I feel like that's his problem, and that's still like they need to make his numbers really good in order to have him be super strong, because he's kind of just like a stunning nuking tanky guy with a good escape. Chaos Knight base movement speed from 320 to 325. The proc chance from 30% of his crit to 33.33%. Reality Rift armor reduction has been increased by 1. Okay, so I'm halfway between, like, this hero was so bad in the second worst win rate hero of the patch, and that any amount of buffs are only going to bring him to decent level as opposed to broken. I'm halfway between that, and anytime you add move speed to a hero, they become really fucking strong. So I kind of feel like what's going to happen with CK is he's going to transition to like a 4 to 5, maybe, and you'll see his win rate go up, mostly because the move speed is going to let him be a good roamer, more so than like these are huge changes. Yeah, I could see CK being a 4, but we'll see. Chen, Divine Favor, Armor Aura has been reduced by 1. So it's halved at level 1, which is quite significant. That was always really annoying. You can't do any damage to anybody. And then the health regen aura has been increased by a little bit to, so 1.25 through 5 to 1.5 through 6, which is a pain in the ass. And so I feel like this is a side grade. Talents, level 10 talent from 175 health to 200. So Chen seems about the same. Clinks. Oh, these are a lot of changes. Agility gain reduced from 2.7 to 2.5. Attack range reduced from 625 to 600, which also works with the Burning Barrage. Cooldown on Burning Barrage from 28 through 16 to 30 through 18. And then the cast point has been increased from 0 to 0.2. So it's not instant anymore. You can't like instantly break blinks. I mean, it still has travel time, but that's, you know, an infinity % increase. So that's always pretty significant, adding any cast point to something. Then anything that doesn't have a cast point can just instantly beat you. Mana cost from 40 through 70 to 40 through 85. All right. Skeleton Walk. Shard Skeleton Archer's duration reduced from 45 seconds to 30. Oh, wow. That's a big hit. Because, like, to me, he used Burning Barrage to scale and get items. And then Skeleton Walk, putting those archers down, is like half of what made him carry the game. Is like he's this summons, but also like AoE carry that made him so strong. Death Pact bonus health from 40% through 100% to 30% through 80%. Wow. And then Burning Army duration was increased, but people don't really go for Burning Army. Damn, dude. All right, Clink seems kind of garbage. Clink seems kind of bad. That sucks. Well, he had a few weeks there, so good for him. Please tell me Pudge is not nerfed that bad. Please tell me he's buffed. He has a 40% win rate, Icefrog. I'm begging you. Crystal Maiden. Frostbite mana cost has been reduced from 140 through 155 to 125 through 155. All right, I'm calling it. This hero's good, man. Like, her mana costs are so low, and she is just this spammy maiden in the lane. Like, they just reduced the mana costs on her other ability, too. She's all about spamming, and she has mana. She has a mana aura. Like, you can just go 1/1/4 again. You probably won't do that anyway, but it's like, she seems like a great lane harasser now. Like, she's got to be nuts. Okay, Darkseer. Ion Shell Aghanim Scepter bonus health reduced from 300 to 275. That keeps getting nerfed. Talents, level 20 talent from minus 35 seconds wall of replica cooldown increased to minus 40. 25 talent, 320 AoE surge increased to 350. You don't really get there. 25 talents are never that significant, honestly, unless they're like some crazy, crazy change. So, yeah, that's, slight nerf to Darkseer. He still gives people a shitload of health, though. Dazzle, base attack range from 550 to 575, and he is a trading support. So this is pretty significant for him, but still... Grave gets owned by all of the same abilities. You can still purge his Q. Talents, 36 damage on Poison Touch to 40 damage at level 20. Okay. Dazzle's, slight buffs, but I think he's not that good still. Death Prophet, int gain from 3.5 to 3.3. Agility gain from 1.4 to 1.8 on a hero that really needs armor. Cool. Base mana regen from 0 to 0.5. Base move speed from 320 to 325 on a hero that gets percentage move speed from her ult. All right, one more patch like this, DP is broken. I think she's pretty good. She's probably decent after this, because she was on the cusp. Disruptor, level 25 talent, 275 Static Storm AoE reduced to 250, and then 11 seconds off the Glimpse cooldown at level 25 as well, from 11 seconds, like I said, to minus 12. Great, nothing changed with him. Dragonite, base damage increased by 1. Black Dragon magic resistance increased from 20% to 25%. Cooldown reduced from 115 to 115 through 100. It's so funny that DK is like the only hero that I can think of that has an ultimate where there's a fourth level and it looks like a normal ability. So, okay, I didn't even know it scaled like this. I didn't know that you had a less cooldown for the Black Dragon. Oh, you didn't before, so now it does. Cool. Fireball DPS from 60 to 65. So he still probably kind of sucks because he's just not this tanky motherfucker in the laning phase, and I feel like that's what was really busted about him before, and the fact that he had the best stun in the game. Dry Ranger, multi-shot, now applies the bonus damage component of Frost Arrows. Okay, you know what? I thought that that's how that would be in the first place, because, like, you're shooting Frost Arrows out of the multi-shot. At least that's what visually it looks like. So, I thought that that's what would happen, and I thought that Drow, when she got this bonus damage, she'd be strong. And so now that this has changed, I guess I'm going to go back on that and say I think Drow's going to be at least decent. Like, I don't think she's going to be this 40% win rate hero. Like, that seems too good. Earthshaker, Enchant Totem, Aghanim Scepter, airtime decreased. Oh, thank God, from 1 second to 0.8 seconds. Dude, I feel like this guy is just slamming through the air for such a long time. Like, you have to be a dumbass to get hit by him. You just see him flying through. The only thing that makes him hard to, like, dodge is that he's off the screen. Like, that is like the best thing about it. So thank God. And then the cast point has been reduced from 69, nice, to 0.6. Why was it 0.69 in the first place? God. I think Earthshaker's win rate is pretty good. And I literally just got owned by Mind Control. I was playing it as a core Earthshaker. So, I think it was on the come up before. So maybe it'll be decent. Ember Spirit, agility gain from 2.6 to 2.9. Great. I mean, I felt like he was a pretty good hero. Base health regen increased from 0.5 to 0.75. All right, Ember buffs. I mean, he was good before. Enchantress, impetus mana cost from 65 to 55. I mean, you're spamming this ability like crazy. So, You always got to be careful reducing the mana cost of Impetus. I'm going to say that that's pretty damn good. My gut says that this is good. Maybe it's the Enchantress bias in me, though. She's like my second most played hero. Grimstroke, 20 talent from 800 Stroke of Fate cast range to 1,000. Ah, yes, as if the 800 wasn't enough. 25 talent, 40% Stroke of Fate damage increased to 50%. All right, you guys like getting one shot by Grimstroke from his fountain to your fountain? Well, there you go. Gyrocopter, homing missile. Shard Rocket Barrage range increased from 700 to 725. I've literally never seen anybody use this, so I'm going to say this is just irrelevant. Hoodwink. Acorn Shot slow duration increased from 0.25 to 0.35. Wow. Level 25 talent no longer makes Sharpshooter deal pure damage. That is a good talent. And not dealing pure damage, it means it does 25% less damage. With that being said, it can be buffed up by magic resistance reduction and stuff like that. So this slow duration is pretty big though, because like Acorn Shot was never really that great of a slow, and still people were, because it's like a I don't know, it's like a high percentage slow, and so people were using it still to get kills and stuff. And now that it's 100 milliseconds longer, it's like, that's my ping to Europe, bro. So that means I'm slowed for my ping to Europe. Like I know how long that feels, like a lifetime. Huskar, level 20, 35% Berserker's Blood regen reduced to 30%. Level 25, 16% life break damage increased to 20%. Well, let me tell you, with some items, you can one-shot people with Huskar already. So now that will be easier. So that's cool. And you need a Pugna too. Chikiro, strength gain reduced from 3.0 to 2.8. Int gain from 2.8 to 3.0. That would be a nerf, in my opinion. Macropyre damage from 100 through 180 to 110 through 200. So, does Macropyre really matter that much? That's probably about the same. Keeper of the Light, OP hero. Illuminate cooldown increased from 11 to 13. So when you chakra it, you still have to wait a little bit longer to get that second blast coming out. Damage rescaled from 225 through 525 to 200 through 500. So with 3 null tallies, you're no longer going to one-shot waves. And now you have to wait longer for the next Illuminate. So I'm going to say that this nerfs the hero pretty hard. I think he's back down to like average tier. Those are big nerfs. Spirit Form bonus move speed reduced by 5%. Yep, Caudle, I would say because of these changes, and like a big reason he was strong is because the ability to one-shot waves. So now that's a pain. You can't do that. You need, maybe people just go 4 null tallies, but that's like a fuckload of inventory slots, man. Then you gotta have boots and wards. You have one item, you all of a sudden have to start dropping null tallies. Just like Arteezy did in the 1v1. That didn't happen. Anyway, Lifestealer, agility increased from 18 plus 2.4 to 19 plus 2.6. And Monkey King bar is buffed. So now he has more attack speed, more armor, and Monkey King bar is buffed. Man, Lifestealer might be, like, Lifestealer's creeping up there. He's definitely creeping up there to be good. And Ancient stacks have gotten nerfed as well. Maybe there's something to that hero. Lina, Light Strike Array cooldown has been increased to 10 through 7 to 13 through 7. And Laguna Blade also reduces the mana cost. Or Shard also reduces the mana cost of Laguna Blade by 100. That's cool. The talent on 25 is now 125 attack range instead of 150. I mean, I don't see people picking that much Lina, but the cooldown on Light Strike Array seems to be a pretty big nerf, because you would leave that pretty low level, mid or 4. So I'm going to say this is a nerf to Lina. Luna, Lucent Beam, Aghanim Shard launches 1 attack instead of 2. The Aghanim Shard's search radius has been increased from 325 to 500, and the Eclipse cooldown has been reduced from 140 to 140 through 120. That's a nerf. That's a nerf for sure. Other than to, like, maybe magic damage, Luna is a thing, but it wasn't really that great. It was all about getting a Daedalus and crit one-shotting people with the Aghanim Shard, and now that does half as much damage. That seems like a pretty hefty nerf to her. I'm going to say Luna's bad. Like, her win rate's going to be pretty bad. Lycan, Feral Impulse, bonus damage reduced from 12 through 48% to 11 through 44%. Bonus health regen from 2 through 8 to 1 through 7, so it was reduced. And having it at level 1 is a pretty important thing, because that meant that you could save and just go for Quelling Blade Tango and then save for the Helm. And now with less regen, maybe you need like a salve. So 10 talent, 15 wolves damage to reduced to 13, 8 feral impulse HP regen reduced to actually buffed to 10 because people weren't going for that talent. 20 seconds off the shapeshift cooldown has been reduced to 15 at level 15. 20 talent, 30% feral impulse damage reduced to plus 25%. So they reduced all of the talents that people were going for, and Helm Dom was nerfed. I mean, I feel like LYCAN was really good, though. And even with the Helm Dom nerfs, I think he was a little bit more busted than Beastmaster. So I'm going to say LYCAN's still probably fine. Probably a little OP, but not broken. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that, though. MIRANA, 15 talent, 75 attack speed increased to 80. 20 talent, 25 seconds off Moonlight Shadow cooldown, reduced to minus 20. And the 25 talent, 180 Starstorm damage increased to plus 200 because everybody just goes for the multi-shot. So pretty irrelevant changes to MIRANA, I would say. Monkey King, Boundless Strike, critical damage reduced from 150 through 225 to 135 through 225 because it is now a really good 1-point wonder. Tree Dance cooldown increased from 1 to... So this is the... okay, I see. So this is the cooldown once you're like actually already on the tree. Or when you're jumping to the tree, not when you're jumping off. I think that's called something else. Tree Dance cooldown from 1 to 1.45, scaling, and then eventually being 1. And since that's a 1-point wonder, that's a pretty big nerf. So Monkey King, yeah, his early game is nerfed a bit for sure, but his early game was pretty fucking strong in the first place. Naga Siren base strength reduced from 22 to 21. They keep reducing everybody's base strength. I mean, I guess there's been a stat creep for a while, at least in terms of tankiness. Talents. Level 20 talent, 10% Riptide chance. Or this is a level 20 talent. Did I say that? Level 10? I don't know. 10% Riptide chance increased to 12%. And the 25 talent, minus 6 Riptide armor increased to 7. I mean, these are such fucking boring talents, man. I don't feel like this is super significant. And they're boring. Nature's Prophet. Base mana regeneration increased from 0.5 to 0.75. Very irrelevant. He just TPs home. Night Stalker base HP regen reduced from 2.25 to 2.0. It's so small. That's what she said. Talents, level 15 talent from 50 Dark Ascension damage reduced to 40. Still busted. Level 20 talent, 25 strength reduced to 20. Still busted hero. Okay, very cool. Omni Knight. Oh, boy. Oh, God, it hurts. Fuck this hero, but this hurts any Omni Knight player. Heavenly Grace can now be dispelled. He is garbage. He is in the trash, unless these other things are OP. Degen Aura, slow rescale from 10 through 34% to 10 through 37%. Guardian Angel mana cost has been increased, and the 20 talent for Heavenly Grace has been reduced. Omni is fucking trash tier again, boys. That is bad. Pangolier, Shield Crash, slow has been reduced by 5%, and the mana cost has been increased by 15%. So the mana cost is probably more significant because people were just spamming this in the laning phase and playing him as like a 5. And then the cooldown of Rolling Thunder has been increased from 70 to 80 through 70. And the 25 talent, minus 28 second Rolling Thunder cooldown reduced to minus 25. So the most significant thing here, I would say, would be the mana cost increase by 15 at level 1, because that's what people were spamming to win lanes. And Rolling Thunder cooldown increase on the early levels means, I mean, this already was a lot less of a cooldown before. So, but really the mana cost is like the big deal. So I don't think Pango's trash tier by any means. I mean, you really have to nerf the hero to make it trash tier, but it's not busted. Phantom Assassin base HP regen from 0.25 to 0.75, and the blur evasion. Oh fuck no, please, come on, 5% extra blur evasion, as if blur wasn't annoying enough. Oh my god, 50% evasion. Man, I don't know if I like that. Oh god. Well, Monkey King bar is a better item now, so we have that to fall back on. Phantom Lancer, 15 talent, minus 3 seconds off the Spirit Lance cooldown, reduced to minus 2, which is a nerf to the Aghanim Shard build. So pretty warranted nerf for him. Puck, Illusory Orb cooldown reduced from 13 through 10 to 12 through 9. And there's also a cooldown reduction talent on this as well. At like, I think it's level 20. So, okay, that's pretty cool, but I feel like the phase shift cooldown is the real problem for Puck. Anyway, Pugna mana drain. Wait a minute. Pugna. Where's Pudge? Oh my god, I got baited, Icefrog. I thought maybe he would get some buffs. Every time Every time. All right, Icefrog, I'm removing you from WhatsApp and Bumble and Tinder and all these things that I had you on. I'm done. We're done. Our relationship is over. Pugna, Life Drain. You didn't nerf it though, so please don't take that as a bait to nerf it. I beg of you. I will add you back to Bumble, but not Tinder. Pugna, Life Drain, Aghanim Scepter damage / heal increased from 200 through 400 to 250 through 400. Ooh, Pugna Life Drain buffs. Like, this is a good damaging ability. So that's pretty big for him. That's not an insignificant change. Rubik, base mana regen increased from 0 to 0.5. Fade Bolt, attack damage reduction from 10 through 34 to 14 through 35. Damage reduction per bounce from 8% to 7%. Probably the mana regen's like the biggest thing for him, but it's so little, I think it's kind of irrelevant. Sand King, Burrow Strike cooldown increased from 14 through 12 through 11 to 15 through 12. And the cast range goes from 400 through 700 to 425 through 650. So it's better early level, but 50 shittier max level. That's rough. I don't feel like the hero was that busted, man. I don't know. Caustic Finale, fixed explosions, not damaging illusions. I mean, that was a pain. That was legitimately a huge pain. I don't know why it didn't do damage to illusions. Like, you'd think you could one-shot them, but you just couldn't. So, okay. But with that being said, though, these are pretty big Burrow Strike nerfs, and I think that's a major factor of the hero. This is definitely a nerf to Sand King. Shadow Demon, Disruption, cooldown increased from 27 through 18 to 29 through 20. Shadow Poison mana cost has also been just straight up increased. Okay, just nerfs to Shadow Demon, man. I also don't feel like he was all that. I mean, he's decent, but not busted. Shadow Fiend, Necromastery, Shard critical damage from 170 to 190%, so almost like a full double crit. Talents, 15 talent from 80 Shadow Raise damage to 100. So they're adding that back. I see. Okay, it's slowly creeping up there. 20 talent from 0.3 seconds, Requiem Fear, to 0.4 seconds. 25 talent from 40 seconds off Requiem of Souls cooldown to minus 50 seconds off of Requiem of Souls cooldown. I'm going to say one more buff like this, and SF is a strong hero. This is like creeping up there, but I don't think this is quite there yet. Shadow Shaman, base health regen increased from 0.25 to 1. So it's quadrupled. Good God. Talents, 15 talent from 100 Mass Serpent Awards, attack range to 120, 25 talent, 370 Ether Shock damage to 380. Man, this base HP regen change is like a big deal, because he's like a laning trader guy, right? He has, decent armor, god tier base damage. So yeah, that's nice. That's nice for him. Silencer, Glaives of Wisdom, Intelligence Steal duration, rescale from 10 through 40 to 15 through 30. So I would say this is a buff to support Silencer. This is a buff to what people are playing Silencer as right now, which is maxing Q. So this hero was already broken, and this seems like a pretty nice buff, because you can just go 1 point in Glaives instead of 2 now. That's awesome for Silencer players, not for me. I'm terrible at that here. Slardar, Guardian Sprint. Cooldown reduced from 32 through 17 to 29 through 17. And talents, 100 Slithering Crush damage increased to 125. I don't think that's super significant. Slark, base attack speed reduced from 115 to 110. And the talents, 25 plus 65 seconds essence shift duration reduced to 55. Not super huge nerfs to Slark, to be honest. These are just such small numbers and late in the game. Snapfire, base health regen from 0.25 to 0.75. Another trading hero getting base HP regen. And the Mortimer's Kisses duration has been reduced from 6 seconds to 5.5 seconds. I wonder if it does the same damage over a shorter period of time, because I know they did that with Skywrath Mage when they did something like this. But yeah, base HP regen's no joke, man. Like, that's half the reason Pudge is remotely viable, is because base HP regen is so good. Sven, base attack time increased from 1.8 to 1.9. Stormhammer damage has been decreased from 110 through 320 to 95 through 320. Thank God. Why the fuck was this ability so good at level 1? God Strength duration decreased from 40 to 35, so you can kite him and then fight around it. These are much warranted nerfs. I don't think he's shit by any means, but good. That's all good, that you can now play around it a little bit. 5 seconds is a good amount of time to play around God Strength. Terrorblade strength gain increased from 1.7 to 2.0. I mean, you got to be careful buffing this hero stats just because he has these crazy illusions and he has Sunder. So, but the damage that he does now and the meta duration is a big problem. I don't know if this is enough for him. Timbersaw, base damage increased by 1. Whirling Death, bonus damage per tree cut from 8 through 32 to 11 through 32. And the 20 talent from 3% Chakram Slow to 4%. Oh, man. Probably the biggest change there is honestly the base damage, as stupid as that sounds, because, you know, Whirling Death, you use it once and you can't really use it around trees anymore. So, yeah. But, you know, they're adding damage back to a hero they just removed damage from. So maybe it puts him back to remotely viable because he's terrible right now. Tiny, strength gain increased from 28 plus 3.8 to 30 plus 4.0. And the talents, 25 talent, 3 toss charges reduced to 2. Honestly, you didn't have fucking mana to spam those things anyway, being totally honest here. So I think that's tiny buffs. Tusk, snowball, cooldown reduced from 21 through 18 to 18 through 15. Okay, that's huge. That's really huge. Snowball is super important at max level, man. 3 seconds off of that. Walrus Punch, critical damage from 350% to 350 through 400%. Damn, dude, One Punch Man is back. Talents, the 25 talent is now minus 8 seconds off of Snowball instead of minus 10 seconds to make up for the fact that it is a 15-second cooldown now instead of 18. So, wow, that's pretty... The Snowball buffs are honestly, like, that's the most important thing I would say there. Underlord, Fiend's Gate, cooldown reduced from 130 to 110. I remember when this came out, everybody thought it was going to be insanely busted, and it seemed to be, like, insanely busted, as in you could literally TP off the map. And that's about it. Talents, level 10 talent, 125 Firestorm radius, reduced to 100. And then the 20 talent, 12% atrophy aura damage reduction increase to 15%. So I'd say Underlord's about the same. Undying, base mana regen increased from 0 to 0.25. Level 10 talent, 50 decay damage increased to 55. Damn, dude. I mean, mana regen on a hero that spams his spells, and everybody was going this decay damage. And remember, it does double damage to, I think it's like double or triple damage. I can't remember which one it is, but it does increase damage to creeps. And so adding to this, in terms of farming, I think you can one-shot range creeps with this now, which is really good. Man, Undying Core might legit be a thing. Thanks, LGD. Ursa, 25 talent, 480 Aftershock AoE or Earthshock AoE to 500, so pretty irrelevant because it's 25. Vengeful Spirit, agility gain reduced from 3.8 to 3.4, thank God. Vengeance Aura, honestly, because she's on my team and just being useless. Vengeance Aura, Aghanim Scepter, illusion bonus move speed reduced from 25% to 12%. Wow. Aghanim Scepter illusion now has a hero HP bar because that was kind of confusing, but that's a huge move speed nerf. I mean, it's more than halved. That's crazy. So, wow. Okay. Venge is pretty nerfed. She's probably okay. Venomancer, agility gain reduced from 3.0 to 2.8. Talents, 2.6x Plague Ward HP damage reduced to 2.5x at level 25. Who gives a shit, man? Veno's the same. He does the same shit. He just summons things and puts poison on you. It's the same shit. None of that got nerfed. Viper, agility gain increased from 2.5 to 2.7. He is actually a right-clicking hero. Poison attack, magic resistance decreased per stack from 3 through 9% to 4 through 10%. And Viper's win rate did not fall off like I thought it would in the last patch. He still looked pretty fine. So this seems pretty okay for him. Void Spirit. This is one of the best mids right now. Level 10 talent, 60 Ether Remnant, damage reduced to 50. Level 10 talent, 2.5 mana regen, reduced to 1.75, because I have actually seen people go for both in this patch. And 25 talent, 2.5 second dissimulate stun, reduced to 2 seconds. So slight nerfs for him, but he's still probably going to be good with this Sanjin Kaya build. But then again, the Sanjin Kaya got nerfed, so maybe that's not true, actually. We'll see. Warlock, upheaval cooldown reduced from 50 through 38 to 35. Damn, dude, they straight up made this an ability. That's cool. So upheaval's good now. Maybe that makes Warlock okay because he has some ability that's good to play around other than his ult, which is like a 200-second cooldown or some shit. That's neat. Okay. Upheaval has always been really bad, so I've never seen Warlock in a state where upheaval is actually good. So we'll see. I feel like I'm saying that for everything, but it's so hard to genuinely predict. Weaver, Base health regen from 1 to 1.25, bit of a buff. Sakuchi, mana cost from 70 to 60. Damn. He spams the shit out of this, and it is good damage for the mana cost. I'm going to call Weaver's busted. I think Weaver's going to be busted. Witch Doctor, Death Ward damage increased from 85 through 185 to 85 through 195. Voodoo Switcheroo, this is the best ability in Dota. Mana cost reduced from 250 to 150. Why the fuck was it 250? Cooldown reduced from 70 to 40. Witch Doctor's sick, dude. Witch Doctor's sick. I'm calling that. I'm not even joking. I think it's a good hero. Wraith King, Wraith Fire Blast damage over time increased from 10 through 70 to 20 through 80, so it's doubled at level 1. And the impact damage has been rescaled from 70 through 100 to 60 through 120. So this does a lot of damage now. And I remember people were playing, China in particular was playing Wraith King and maxing Wraith Fire Blast and just summoning skeletons and Wraith Fire Blasting and doing a shitload of damage, playing them in the lane rather than jungling. And it was really good. So maybe this is a good build. Zeus, Lightning Bolt. Now targets the closest nearby non-hero enemy unit in range if ground targeted, if there's no heroes in range. So you can like nuke into a jungle that you don't see and hit a creep. Like you can pull creeps. Maybe this lets you stack camps that you otherwise couldn't before. That would actually be quite good. But the question is, what camp? And does it matter that much? But yeah, that's it. That's the whole patch, guys. Lots of changes. Was hoping for something to change with Pudge, but at least he didn't get nerfed. Clinks is bad. Maybe Beast and Lycan are bad. We'll see. Lots of good changes, much needed. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you in another video.